Good CGI. It is unexpectedly awesome to see all of them looking much younger from 10 years back, especially Yami. Funny enough, I just talked a lot about these kinds of shots in Oshinoko, the kind of zooming through one, where you animate a character within that zoomed through motion, and this was smooth, boy! Michael Jackson from Demon Slayer! Straight away, it's pretty obvious that a great deal of effort has been poured into the animation and CGI in this one. Looks fantastic. Even lip syncing is done super well. Seeing his magic go through and effectively nullify each of their respective magics was the height of awesome, looks-wise, but also served the purpose to show how strong he is. Also take one here for me being so happy to be back in the world of Black Clover. For anyone new, I've literally covered every single episode prior to now in numerous parts or one giant video. My waifu is in this movie and she's still such a badass! This is how you do a fast-paced action scene, boys and girls. Loving the heavy thudding sound effects too. Puts so much more emphasis into the dodging or attacking or defending. Beautiful continuous motion shot where the camera never seems to cut away from the action. Oh my god, Yami flying in and protecting them looked incredibly sick, bruh. Those damn effects though. Here it's worth pointing out how much effort also went into lighting. Like, you can see his face is fully lit up, but it's more than simply animating a lighter tone. Two wins here. Firstly, he's still such an awesome character for moments like this. How cool-headed he is with great, unique magic attacks, and how he effortlessly looks in control. Secondly, for the voice actor, he's such a favourite of mine. Kira from JoJo Part 4, Griffith from Berserk 1997, and so many more. Gorgeously well done city scenery shot. Nearly every single person in this shot is actually fully animated, which is nuts. It's easy to see the time and love that's gone into this when even simple side characters such as these people have some depth and detail to them. A lot, actually. I like stuff like this. Will never not remind me of the greatness of ReZero, specifically during the White Whale battle. I really missed this dude. Entrance by Yuno though. I've been saying it since like episode 50 of the main series. The fact that my girl Vanessa is still in the anime still equals a win because she's fine as hell, let's admit it. I'm sick of hiding that fact away and pretending I ain't a man with a man's needs. So whilst I'm at it, you need to download Cherry Tail by the Legends over at Neversoft and Error Labs. Full warning, it is 18 plus only. If you're younger than that, skip this please. But if you are over 18 and you don't mind some upper chesticle action and more, you need to download the game in the description or pinned comment and experience a world where you play as the summoned Devil King, forming a nice contract with Cinderella of the Northern Kingdoms, and together you head off on a journey to meet other nice cute ladies of various myths, novels and fairy tales and overthrow the divided and distorted world, changing it forever. Battle monsters alongside your beauties and watch as your bonds grow alongside them, leading to all sorts of, well, you guessed it, naughty times. So don't hang around. So long as you're over 18, click the link in the description or pinned comment below to download Cherry Tail for free, enter promo code ANIMEWINS before August 15th in your game profile settings to unlock exclusive in-game prizes and join the 5 million users already enjoying themselves like crazy. The action action just looks so much better. I know that's to be expected, but I'm just kind of blown away. What an awesome twist! I was expecting a villain or something, not Asta. Hype! I also like the fact that whilst everyone else was confused, he'd already figured out it was Asta with that coy smirk prior to his first attack. Nice twist to kickstart the action pretty much right off the bat. There's almost no breathing room, and I must admit I like that change to most movies, which have a large peaceful gap near the start.
Voodoo Shangri-La.
Yet another new and unique type of magicka! That's a regular win from the main series, by the way, spawned originally from my JoJo videos. I like how they don't make him a typical villain, because his way of thinking is actually good on the surface, leaving us to ponder why you'd fight what he's doing. Everyone happy? Sounds good! Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter! Also though, right up my alley, incredibly kawaii!
Gehenna game.
Jokes aside, I really do love how many different types of magic there are. It's so unique to come up with like hundreds at this point, and each type of magic has sub-attacks and so on. Asta's first attack in the movie, and it's an absolutely sick one with his new style still naturally in effect. Asta being Asta! Legit makes me smile seeing Asta like this. I followed the main series like all of you for over 100 episodes and watched him grow, and now he's so awesome, it's freaking great! 2 wins again. Firstly, I can really appreciate how the writers kept the characters exactly how they always are. It's to me essentially just another episode. They're identical. Secondly, yet more beautiful and stylish looking animation and cinematography on display with the swooping, dipping and backflipping visuals to sate our appetites. I'm ready for seconds! Actually, you know what? This moment unlocks the video's first 2 max wins. It just looks too damn good to not give it a rare 2 wins. Again, same as the last win, off the charts animation. This is what I meant from win number 35. Another writer could have been like, oh, they touched backs. Let's make her make a snide tsundere comment. But she's a little beyond that nowadays, and it shows here. Fantastic example of mixing together hand-done animation with CGI. Another continuous motion shot, you having a laugh? Instead of just making a movie like so many others that effectively ignores the main lore and just tacks on its own until the main story becomes confusing and bloated, a touch like the Hunter x Hunter movies do, it's nice to see actual lore being created that fits in with the main story nicely. Hakuro from Tensura. What's great about this is that because they've been locked away in time for so long, they have no clue who this lad is or how he's able to do the things he's doing. This is so legit! I love the main series, I really do. But can you imagine if the whole thing was done like this? I know it's literally impossible when you're doing weekly episodes, but still! I love how Yami is set apart still as the strongest really, because not only did he attack, but they show his attack forcing 2 Wizard Kings to dodge and then attacking the ground at the main bad guy too. Everyone getting, quite honestly, epic looking entrances right here and out of the smoke from Yami's attack just now, no less.
あれ、うんこのキレが悪くてよ。来んの遅くなっちゃった。
Yummy being yummy! Yami's epic looking frigging attacks! Small thing, but literally because Noelle looked awesome sliding in like that, and then the animation was shockingly smooth as she landed and shoved him inside. She's so awesome nowadays. So thrilled to be seeing magical action like this. I'm so bloody happy that they decided to make a movie, I swear. Cannot tell you how big of a fan I am at moments like this in battles, where instead of allowing him to attack, and then you dodge, and then they attack, literally the moment he clearly builds up ready, he's attacked by two others. You know, like you would do in real life. He's about to attack, let's hit him first. God, they really knew what they were throwing together when storyboarding the battles for this movie, didn't they? I mean, goodness me. Strange win here. I just liked the realism behind getting rid of the older barrier just so he could wrap this new stage in another new barrier. Kawaii character, and to be honest, a very kawaii voice actress too. Learning more about Conrad and his rebellion, plus the interesting origins of the magical sword used by the first Wizard King, who of course we learned a lot about in the main series. Probably the most unexpected plot twist I've seen in months. What a brilliant sequence of 4 attacks. Asta's miss, him attacking Asta, Noelle, and then the attempt at Finral. Not only does this solidify his magic as being on another level, really due to its versatility, but also I adore how they gave him a proper explanation as to how he found them down there. Again, just like a similar win earlier on, loving how they're forwarding the plot at quite the pace. As I said, some other movies seem to have a bit of a boring drag near the middle where it's padded. Excellent looking CGI on that attack. The most deserving another new and unique magic type win, because this really is on another level. Stealing their magic, sealing it, it's crazy. Ah, Asta is doing his thing, this is not a drill. A third, albeit smaller, continuous motion shot. A fourth and even longer one! At this point, I'm so shocked they can have 2 max wins again. You gotta, when you understand how much effort was put into these attacks. Those sound effects though! Another great example here of his insane magic abilities from what he's stolen. It basically makes him a much more powerful version of Chrono from Hunter x Hunter, because at least he's got to use his Nen book to then choose which Nen he wants to use, and it takes a little time. This guy is instant! Second of all though, another win here for seeing Asta using his head more and more. He noticed something wasn't right, and then suddenly looked up to defend himself. Also a third and final win here because I'm enjoying how they've made Asta his proper enemy due to his anti-magic. Anyone else pales in comparison to him really, so it gives Asta the limelight. Genuinely couldn't have picked a better time to have written the past 3 wins. He's using 3 different types of magic on Astra at once, and then he fights back with anti-magic.
その魔法も奪って他に影響が出てはかなわんからな。
Whoever came up with this idea is a legend. It stops people saying, why wouldn't he just take his ability? He wants to, but it's a genuine concern that it might screw up his current lineup of magics he's taken, which is a very sensible thought process.
歴代魔法帝すべての魔法と英知、そして魂の一部すらも記憶している。
To be honest, another great piece of added lore which doesn't break anything pre-existing and also allows for things to be added in that same vein in the main series at any time. Also though, just straight up that entire scene just looks amazing as well. Very methodical, not walking on the spot.
魔力のある者がすべてを独占し、なき者は何もなせず果てる。 不可能なのだよ、アスタ。
I think it's very clever to bring this aspect of the main story into focus for the movie. Tying it all in together was a very nice touch as it links in with Asta's life goal.
誰もが認め合い、笑い合って暮らせる理想の世界を。
Rotating shot like it's no big deal to pull off.
魔法帝ってな、この国を、そこに暮らす人たちを守るためにいるんだ。
And here is where their goals completely diverge, so it's really good to see that contrast put on display at this point, just letting us know the big key difference.
者たちの無意味な生を理想の世界の礎にするの。
That looks so unreal! I couldn't even tell if it was CGI or hand-done animation.
世界の本質がまだ見えないか。
Oh, I can feel the pain of the animators tasked with moving his fluffy top. Asta getting in his first attack on the dude at last.
身をもって知っているだろう。この国の理不尽、裏切りを、不平等。
Such an incredible job is done in showcasing his change from in control to utterly losing it once Asta landed an attack, coming out all guns blazing, and by guns I mean his fists.
俺と共に歩むか。
Oh my word, that looks so sick, I feel ill. All of those magics combining to attack at one time is nuts!
お前は俺だ。お前は俺になれる。俺は諦めねえ。
Super proud to see Asta continue his long characteristic of never backing down and never giving up. He's gone through so much to get to this point, and he'd never back down. Bit too much to risk showing, but Asta's line of "my magic is never backing down," that's awesome. And then his shock at hearing that was palpable. Finally, Finral's rescue.
君はユド君。ミリーさん。
彼、あなたたちを助けに来たって聞かなくてね。
Yuno's entrance is half the win, but the other half is definitely for learning that he told her that he wouldn't leave without Asta. That's a true bro, and true to his nature through the series. Certain moments sing to me for Max wins, and this one is belted out of tune, boy! I can't see him knock that blast away with that great sound effect, clank! And then Yuno going all out. The animation looking pure and beautiful. It screams 2 Max wins, please! There is something so inherently great about him as a villain as he stands there staring at them while slowly but surely breaking out from the cage. See what I meant by animating his clothing? I swear that would have been like a full-time job of an animator for a few weeks or months to get it looking that good.
とびっきりのが見つかったぜ。あの魔人の骨、境外界の。
2 wins here. Firstly, again from a cinematic point of view, this just looks stunning as a shot. Secondly, finding a way by which to bring Haag village into the movie and everyone there in a logical way, especially when you consider that the village is right by the demon skeleton. Imagine if this was just a village in the middle of nowhere. You'd roll your eyes that what they needed happened to be there, but this works nicely.
諦めないのが俺の魔法だ。
Credit to the animators as well for clearly striving to make characters from the past look younger, just like they did with Yami at the start. Normally people basically never age in anime. Also another one here because it beautifully makes sense why he was so shocked by Asta's statement and how they really are quite similar in many ways. Putting an absurd amount of frames into her getting out of bed.
小僧のことよろしくな。
Learning that these legends gave everything they had to break the youngsters out of the barrier, and then that cool looking moment from Yami. He really is the best!
の人数じゃ何もできないし、ここだっていつ見つかるかわかんねえ。みんなで逃げてさ、他の国。
Even though he's being a right wuss at this point in time, I still like the guy. I have done for comedy purposes since way back in the middle of the main series, so take that win.
国も一苦労だぞ。敵が本当に仙台魔法帝なら勝ち目はあるのか？リュリウス様が不在でも我々だけど何か。
That rotating shot right there is like the same quality as one I saw in Demon Slayer Season 3. It's smooth as butter that's been left out in the Florida heat, and that's after being microwaved already.
俺たちが折れたら、俺たちはクローバー王国の魔法騎士なんだろうが。
Asta is at his best at times like this, because when you put aside for a moment that it's a rousing speech, it also speaks volumes that it's him saying it, the guy who was mistreated all of his life, the guy who has no magic and was seen as the weakest by everyone, the guy who himself wants to change the country for the better. Says a lot about him.
そんで、魔法帝はその先頭に立ってこの国を守ってきたんだ。そうやって。
Asta makes a great point I'd never thought about before, that the Wizard Kings have been fighting for the general populace all along, protecting mothers and fathers who can then have children, protecting them and their future as they grow up, protecting them as they become knights themselves perhaps. Added new depth to the story for me.
誰かのために頑張り続けてくれたから、今のクローバー王国が、今の俺らがいるんだ。
Also, I really like how in the movie, even a moment like this, where normally it'd simply be zoomed in on her face, is instead showing a lovely looking slight rotate and shot and zoom in.
そんで今度こそ、俺はあいつをぶっ飛ばす。
Just like in the same vein as win number 103, have another here for this notion from Asta, that if, as soon as it becomes hard for them, becomes their turn to protect the people, they run away like cowards. What good was any of it that their seniors did to get them to the place they're in now? That doesn't half make for some fantastic symbolism right after his speech, I tell ya, being helped up by helping hands when he was in need of it.
まったく無茶言ってくれるわけど一番無茶しようとしてるあんたに言われちゃ
What is it about Noellen having some legendary looking entrances this movie? Honestly, this moment, it was so well done. That amazing sounding music, the symbolism on display of them giving him their full support like this, almost enough to make me well up that was.
今ここで結界を越えてこの国守るぞ。
Final well-deserved win for the end to a most epic speech, one that meant more than simply saying, come on, let's do it, and instead dove brilliantly into the lore and many other aspects of the anime story.
何を嘘吹いておるか。この大バカ者めが。
Oh, she is so awesome!
面白そうなことになっているな。
私もジャックと共に
俺たちと任務に行ってた連中も何人か無事だぜ。
I'm ashamed to say, I forgot many of these people weren't at the start of the movie, but giant fat win here for seeing them all again. I'm getting so hyped it's unreal. Gotta calm down, drink some tea.
ヤミ団長。
ノゼル兄様ヤミーよかった
Still very much kawaii for multiple reasons, the norm, but also her love for Yami too.
経験で魔力を吸い取り仲間に供給し続ければ仲間の魔力は永遠に尽きない
In a different movie franchise, this is the kind of thing they'd have been sinned for not explaining. Why are they keeping Yami and the others alive? But here they explain it away and I love them for it. This! Man oh man, a scene of them just talking about a talk has got so much animation and different angles being explored. Way to make this feel more and more like a war, or at least an epic battle they're marching into. Training being shown, healing up, preparing. It's actually awesome.
魔法は使えないままだけど、チャーミーのおかげで魔力は戻った。私は
The studio handled this reflection of Noelle beautifully. I'm going to show this and not risk things on YouTube, but the win is for Vanessa. How good she looks. My god, it's unreal. She's so good. Knowing that some of the most powerful people in the world couldn't do much at all against this barrier, and Asta breaks it down with anti-magic in seconds is awesome. May sound weird, but I'm actually giving 2 wins for that. They so didn't have to animate everyone running into the building. No CGI whatsoever on display. Pure animation. That's 2 wins worthy. I was really looking forward to this moment because I think it's fair to say the CGI on Henry's magic in the past hasn't been amazing, but we've looked past it. But this looks good. Clearly new CGI.
世界樹魔法ミスティルテインの大樹
Also super happy to see so many getting their time to show off their abilities in combat rather than making it just the main crew or even just Asta and Yuno or whatever. This is double great because I so enjoy seeing them like this, proper bros now, but also Asta is trying to make him feel better about leaving behind his captain to do battle back there.
行こうぜみんなあいつら全員ぶっ飛ばして俺たちのクローバー王国を取り戻すぞ
My girl letting Asta do the pep talk was unexpected and great for his character too. He's really seen as one of the team or even a team leader now, and it shows multiple times so far this movie. It's very brief, but getting to see these two again.
振り絞った最後の力この俺が見てやろうじゃん教えてやるぜ
Huge props to whoever was in charge of the music, because this moment has such a JRPG end boss kind of vibe to it, like Final Fantasy or the Trails games and so on. They're using some awesome techniques such as super zoomed out shots to really showcase these giant attacks. It really then brings the power across.
おめえの出番はまだだどうすればこうすればねえよな
So easily could have had Asta running at everything this movie, smashing through it all. Instead, we get logical things like this. His senpai telling him to hold off, his time isn't yet, they'll handle it for now.
応援負け
雷魔法信頼の方角
I'm like legit laughing as I write this, but in the best of ways. I'm like, who came up with this? It's so sick to have them throw their magic out and Henry charges it up and blasts it out of cannons from the front. That's like one of the top 10 greatest things I've ever seen in the entire anime, full stop. 2 max wins, please! So they only went and said, we just made a sick looking shot right there, let's make it even better, and then went right on ahead and did just that.
今なら空間魔法打天使の抜け穴
I've been such a big fan of Finral and his magic since the early days. It's thrilling to see the crew be like, oh my god, we just managed to blast through 1, now there's 2, and he just portals through it.
お前ならやれるだろうアスタ
Makes me legit smile seeing how much utter faith Yami now has in his fledgling student, the lad he took in so long ago when no one else wanted him. That just gets a win!
ありがとうよ
人やな
あいや久しぶりに言うけど俺先輩
If there was ever anything that could impress me more than I already am with this wide array of different magic types that the mangaka came up with, it's mixing them together for a takedown like this. fantastic sound effects through this movie, but this is my favourite one so far. It's like you can feel him landing down onto the blades with force. Should really be against the law to be this awesome. I just wrote what I wrote about the sound effects, and then we got this godlike attack from Yuno blasting our faces into next week. Let's go! Seriously though, let's go! Breaking through the barrier in epic style together as a team doesn't get much better than this. This movie be finding very clever ways to get around things. They want the focus on Asta and a bit on Yuno for the end, so they do this barrier that fixes itself super quick. Really works lore-wise. Just putting it out there, I'm so very thankful to the entire team who worked on this. Moments like this scream! This took a long time to put together, and I'm grateful as anything. Have a win here for Yuno also feeling confident in his childhood friend, his brother, really, to handle the situation. It's so sweet to see everyone happy in knowing he can get it done. He will. I'm ashamed again. I totally forgot he could do this and how exceptional it looks. Okay, you know what? You just scored yourself 2 wins. Why? I hear you yelling near my window. Keep it down, please. Because they found the perfect way to also let everyone else have a fight that I didn't consider.
なぜそのようなことをする必要がある？そんな相手を前につまらぬ小細工などするわけがなかった。
Oh man, I'm feeling dangerous levels of hype around this moment. I thought she'd teamed up. Nope, she's doing it 1v1. She's so brilliant. How come she's just the best though? Environmental damage is on another level in this one too. I noticed it earlier on when Conrad attacked Asta, Noel and Finral at the secret lab, but it wasn't quite enough, but now it is. I'll never stop being a fan of these artistic styled sequences, panning through the scene whilst still having such high quality animation on display. Yummy is back!
踏ん張らせておいて団長が限界超えねえわけにはいかねえだろう。魔法騎士団の力、今ここで見せてやろう。
I rarely say this, but the music has been fantastic throughout. Even this here just builds the epicosity, feels like something huge is happening and makes you root for the good guys. Shockingly, I don't think they're CGI down there.
根性論で魔力が上がんのかよ。はあ？
Seriously praising the realism in their conversations? You think merely wanting to win is going to make you win this battle? It's a good line for a villain, really. Said it before, but it's worth saying again, watching them team up makes the wide variety that much better. How he's able to protect Magna and fling the attack back at him and so on. Actually, for how great the whole moment was so far, from the last win to now, they've got another 2 max wins for that. Credit as well for not having all of the villains be copy-pastes of one another. They all have very different personalities, ranging from proud to humble to outright nuts.
ワールドエンドチャージ
This easily rivals ice visuals from the greats of My Hero Academia and Todoroki. Excellent job on that.
そう誰の手にもないがゆえになくてもやらねばならん
Exactly what I was hoping for! A little bit of a backstory on one of them to show what warped to their mind into thinking what they're doing is just. Even if it's brief, it's still great. Then in all honesty, this is just as good as All Might vs. Nomu in terms of pure animation quality. Yes, one was a series and the other is a movie, but still.
眠れ断るカリデュス・プラキューム煉獄遊んでもらおうか
Two wins here. First of all, have one for an amazing sequence of events, but most of all because it just looks so good! Secondly, unexpected art style change at the end of the attack. Really taking a leaf out of other anime battles using the same elements, I'd wager. Looked godlike!
本当に面白い
Goodness me, when these prior kings get serious, they don't half become, like, a legit little bit scary. Every time they get annoyed, they start furiously attacking like crazy, and that speaks to the good job that's done by the animators and those who did the storyboard, to make it come across as such.
貴様は強いこの私の次に
Two wins again. Firstly, yes, she's a bad guy, but she's looking good. Let's get that out of the way. Secondly, if you know me and my love of video games and RPGs and armour, I just think the armour looks great too. Such a great job is done of making this truly look like a losing battle without making it unrealistic, even as far as making it a part of the story how they're weaker right now.
今一度自分にできることと向き合ってみろ
私たちの心配などするな
次の一撃で決めます
Man, I missed him so much. I remember from the second part of my series how his words are very wise and deep. Also though, both of them just come across as such reliable senpai here. Cool, calm and collected in spite of being in the state they're in, giving confidence to their junior. It's really something. Such a massive win has to be how this movie hasn't given us room to breathe. Soon as one battle ends, it's practically right into the next, and I'm here for it. Who doesn't love some yummy sword action? Amazing stuff, and not just because of the voice actor, music and animation, but because it puts you on the edge of your seat. They're so close to getting him with a joint attack, and he gets out of it. This attack from Yuno being enough to break through his all-powerful defense and even give him some worry. That's what I meant before by being a little scary when they suddenly go all out. That wild, magical energy flowing out. Take a follow-up win here for the best looking art style change in the entire movie. My word, even that was the height of badass. His screaming Conrad, him shouting Asta, and then attacking with fury. It's nuts! This movie is far better than I'd hoped it could be. Simply put, some of the very best environmental damage I've ever seen. Oh, like a full rotating shot.
俺はめちゃくちゃしつこいし、やるって決めたことは知ってもやる
And we love you for it, Asta!
極めないのが俺の魔法だ
That!
おい
How come no one can explain how she's just the best though?
貴様なぜまだ動ける根性だ
Ah, that nearly got me going. She's such a tough nut. But the truth is she loves them all. Her family, the people in the family squad, Asta and everyone else, and she cannot give up on them. 2 wins again! Firstly, after the last win, I was pushed further to the brink by that voice acting from her. She did an incredible job throughout. Lastly, that animation somehow just keeps on getting better, and I don't know how they're doing it. Exactly, same win again. I don't even care. Animation and voice acting is on point! Beautiful designs on these two as they go all out, truly looking like final bosses in an all-out JRPG.
わかるぜ。そういう喧嘩にあってるも違うもねえよな。次元切り。着工。
I'm just over here shaking my head in disbelief. The anime went further than simply giving great battles. They brought the story into it in a meaningful way. The characters' progressions as a whole, an emotional vibe runs through it. Right and wrong is almost debated again in a meaningful fashion. But the animation, out of this world. And as a final attack from those three, it was nothing short of glorious as all three mixed their attacks. 2 wins.
俺も死ぬほど負けず嫌いなんだよ。ただ全力でてめえらをぶっ壊
You've only gone and gosh darn diddly unlocked another 2 max wins for yourself with Yuno's massive attack and him getting even more angry and getting even stronger. Still within the lore though. What I mean by that is that he's not just stronger because he's mad, he's stronger through dropping the shield and using that magic.
俺たちと共に新世界を築こう。
お前の世界がどうとか知らん。
It's nothing short of thrilling to witness him rolling out so many attacks all at the same time as Asta flies around them all. Such an amazing job is done with animating that magic. Yes! We're getting another flashback and a better look at what laid the foundations for their beliefs. Prime example of an earlier win, talking about animating at a distance to show the gravity of such large-scale battles. By zooming right out, it obviously becomes much more labour-intensive to animate, but it does carry with it a gravitas not normally seen in such up-close battles. Attack on Titan does this a lot too. A perfect moment from Asta being true to himself, and a bit funny at the same time after looking all serious. How come he's just the best though?
もはや手加減をする意味はない。俺と同じ志を持つお前には報われて欲しかったからだ。
Not only does this look good, but it also speaks to the character. He didn't want Asta to join him for any noble reason. He just saw a bit of Asta in himself and wanted to reward that aspect of him. Stupidly great choice of music as the animation somehow continues to get even better, bruh! Tell me this isn't somehow a final boss in a JRPG! That impact on that attack, I could almost feel it landing! What a stylish and stunning way to animate it too!
そうやって余裕ぶっこいてくれる瞬間を
No running on the spot! At this stage, I essentially have no words left to describe how shocked I am at these battles. Hear me when I say this, I've seen a lot of anime movies. This might legit be one of my all-time favourites now. They keep on raising the stakes higher and higher. It's too good to not get 2 wins.
動きが鈍くなっているぞ。手あがこうともこの差が埋まることはない。
This movie may be the biggest finder of wins veins in the history of studios finding wins veins. They're digging and digging and keep finding 2 wins nuggets and hoarding them like greedy dwarves.
魔法帝などくだらん存在なのだ。
の命を使ってみんなを守ったし、その後何百年間もために眠り続けて。
I adore how he's not bad for the sake of being bad. He has some valid notions on hand, but it's wonderful how Asta brings out such an argument against it here.
こいつまた死にかけてんのか。
How this scene was handled with the brief reminder crashing into him coming back out again.
こいつまた死にかけてんのか。
Also though, once again, Bakugo from My Hero. Dude's been in some excellent anime recently and doing a great job voice acting wise.
こんな人たちを裏切ってるお前は魔法帝だね。認めな。
Finally, he landed a serious hit during the battle, looking sick as anything with 2 wings, and I cannot stress this enough, love how nothing is being made up on the spot, suddenly getting stronger out of nowhere. He's had this demon for a while now, makes total sense lore-wise. The designs on these villains, I'm so shocked by how outstanding it is, just looking cooler and cooler.
これ以上何も知らぬガキの夢物語に耳を傾ける気はない。
This is one of those times, I'm going to be 100% honest, I'm so happy with this battle, with this movie, it's near moved me to tears, I swear to God. It's so damn good. Well played.
しかし人は裏切るのだ。お前も身に覚えがあるだろう。
俺はみんなと笑いてえ、みんなと幸せになりてえんだ。
Nice touch to keep on circling back around to the main lore. The main thing in the story that grew so many of the crew, the unequal society, making it play such a factor here is genius.
そこに暮らすみんなが認め合って笑い合えるそんな来るよ。
3 fantastic angles on display in one short scene. The rotating shot, animating within it flawlessly, going first person and doing the same, then going for the trifecta with a ground shot.
水創生魔法バルキリードレス使いっていうのは誰かに押し付けられるものじゃない。
10% of the win is for Asta striking the book after some very moving words, but gotta admit, 90% is seeing her in that armor again. Totally forgot how good it looks.
世界中で私だけ一人なんだって思ってた。でもこんな私でも仲間がって言ってくれる人たちに出会えたのよ。
See, they could have just made them all fight, and that'd be awesome as it is. But it's so much better that Noelle is speaking about why she's okay with this world and is fighting for it.
世界は変えられる。運命なんてねじ曲げられるのよ。
Wish I could show more, but it's risky copyright-wise, so instead I'll round this whole moment up for 2 more wins. It's so good seeing everyone fighting together here, taking it down piece by piece.
でも私たちとやり直しましょう。
I wasn't her biggest fan when I started the series, but she's grown so much, in general, and on me. Proud of her, oddly enough.
みんなに支えられてここまで来られたんだ。黙れ。
God bless whoever handled the animation and CGI effects for this. In fact, there might not even be any CGI. I can't even tell, it just looks perfect. That's all I know. It's also clear that Astra is winning him over and he's really fighting against that as much as he is physically right now. Yeah, 2 wins again for that shot. One of the best animated moments I've seen for me. Lovely chance to see everyone from the main series, even just briefly, and that they were okay. And it's a real blast from the past for many of them too.
いい子だ、ノエル。王族でありながら弱者の気持ちに寄り添える。
Stupid anime making me tear up at that. What a lovely thing to say when you understand you were beaten. Maybe even that you were wrong all along.
マジかよコンラード。
実に楽しかったぞ。
Even their demise feels like an oddly beautiful moment, all things considered. Beautiful looking too. Plot twist win!
魔法帝になるんだ。魔法帝に。
これを説明はいらないはずだ。その剣が教えてくれる。
I'm glad they ended it like this. It was near perfect, but I selfishly wanted an Asta I'm not giving up moment again at the end, and so I'm so happy this happened. Yami turned up, new sword, let's go!
わかる。これはみんなの力。
Similar to my earlier comments, the movie has also pushed forwards Asta's progression towards one day being the leader, the Wizard King, in huge ways. So good to see. I totally forgot about this dude too, hoping to see more of him in the main series.
今ここでみんなで行けアスタ。
Some of the best looking attacks in all of anime from Asta right here. Just mind blowing how far they went with the effects and animation. It literally got better and better throughout. Max wins, baby! Too much to show, but as they speak to each other, there's so many frames, it's crazy.
彼らのために俺は それを証明するために
This is why it was so important to see his history beforehand. It makes it so much more impactful and helps him to understand what he's actually doing. One of the best looking art style changes in all of anime for me too. It's like it jumped right out of the pages of a manga and became animated. Max wins, baby! That final attack!
アスタ魔法帝になれ。お前諦めないのがお前の魔法だ。お前になる。
What an endorsement at the very end by him, feeling oddly at ease even though he lost and his mission is over, because in his heart he knows everything will be okay with Asta at the helm.
そうか。
Honestly, what a soulful way to end their stories like this. That village has never looked so good. Scenery shot win!
しかし王権派に陥れられ、彼の団の団員と妻を皆殺しにされて以来。
Learning what happened to Conrad, and I kinda get it now.
どうだい、アスタ君。魔法帝はすごいだろ。
俺もいつか絶対そのすごい人に魔法帝になります。
This ending to the story, Asta's words and the Wizard King knowing that generations of his predecessors continue to look out for the world from beyond. This outro has got some lovely looking artwork in it of the characters, highly deserving of another win.
こんなとこでサボってんじゃねえよ。
俺めっちゃ働いたんですけど。コンラートも魔法帝だったんだもんな。いで。
ありえねえ。
Getting to see these two like this one more time before the end. Animating multiple characters moving within one scene twice! Coming from the first ever episode, wow, they've come such a long way it's not even funny. They're both amazing. Easily the movie can take a final win for being, I think, the best anime movie I've seen. Even if it's only because it was action-packed from start to finish, and that was enough to tip it over some of the greats I've seen in my time. The characters were built from a foundation laid by the main series, the voice acting was spot on for everyone, the music was actually notable throughout, the animation obviously godlike, same with effects, angles and shots and CGI, but then the story itself scored tons of wins because it fits so well with the existing lore and complemented it. Great villains with actual reasons for being the bad guys, and a fantastic end of epic proportions. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and a comment to help me out. And of course, the biggest way is to pledge on my Patreon. You can vote in everything I make from just $4 a month, even cheaper per year, and it's really needed support. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully in the future in Black Clover once it returns. Creator follower, Lifty, Corey Bush, Unicami Water, Manuel Morales, Marquez, Nick Wyndham, Warkeeper, The Ever Commander, Adalist, Bird Without a Word, Brendan Creer, Christopher Willis, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Gaten 2000, Jessica Starks, Kepman, Comfroik, Kylie W, Magnus, Nathan Burr, Satai Kuyori, Sean, Sebastian Ramirez, Wiccan Faye, Ali 50, Baked Patats 3827, Dark Lord Blade Soul, Dub Defender Matt Miller, Guru, Israel Caldera, Yor Edvinson, Jonas Stahl, Jaffa 6263, Kieran Robinson, Kelnok, Kevin Nelter, Gonito, Laxus, Luis Cruz, Matthew Bansett, Nicholas C, 1928, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Peter Milligan, Saint Flo 25, Sentimento, Storm 970, The Elementator Wars.